Hi, I'm Rajesh and welcome to another edition of Logging with Rajesh G. How are you guys doing today? I hope all of you are doing great and I hope it continues that way. So this is a request video. That means a friend of mine requested me to shoot a video on this particular topic. So in case you also want me to shoot a video on a particular topic, all you need to do is to send me the topic in the comment section, and who knows, I may select the topic for my video. And whenever I select a particular topic sent by you, I will make it a point to mention your name because that video will be dedicated to you. So what are you waiting for? Start sending in the topics. Let's see who's the lucky one. English is an international language, and of late it is getting more and more importance because it is used everywhere, be it for our job interviews or for our higher studies, everywhere. But few of us, we are reluctant to speak the language as we go blank while speaking the language. And that's the topic of my video today, why people go blank while speaking in English. And let me tell you, this topic is very close to me because I'm a communication professional and the bread and butter on my table comes through English language only. So this video is going to be definitely very close to me. I'll be also sharing some of the tips which are followed by me to enhance my proficiency in English language. So let's get started. First, the challenges. First thing is couple of us, we don't know words in English. Now you would be asking, why do we need words? Because together these words, they form a sentence. So if you don't know the words, you may not be able to form a sentence. Second thing, grammatical error, especially with the tenses. What happens, the usage of tenses, especially past, present and future, some people, they mix it in a way, and when they present it to somebody, the other person is extremely confused as to what message he's trying to deliver. As a result of which, the speaker is reluctant to speak the language. Since you don't know the words, the grammar, you choose the easiest path, that is not to speak the language at all. Very easy, but a very big mistake. Mistake number 2. Now the third mistake is you speak in English only when there is a demand for it. Suppose you are talking with somebody who doesn't know the language, you will speak with that person in English. Or you have to make a presentation and you may fumble for words because it's not easy to by heart everything from a presentation, or you are not able to answer the question, as a result of which you develop hatred for this language and you decide, no, this is very difficult, I should stay away from this language. Mistake number 3. Mistake number 4. You don't take any effort to learn the language. So unless you learn the language, how will you speak the language? And English is a very beautiful language. If you love the language will love you back. So these were some of the mistakes committed by major chunk of people, especially not putting in effort to learn the language is done by almost 90% of the people. And then they blame the language instead of blaming themselves. So if you take up efforts to rectify the flaws in you, then see the difference. Now, there's a problem. You don't know to speak the language. So if there's a problem, there's a solution. So first thing first, open your 10th class grammar book, brush your grammar. Reason, you have learned it sometime back. Since you have not used it for a very long time, you have forgotten it. Just a visit to your grammar books, you will be able to recall everything. And there is an additional advantage here. Reason, you will see some words, how sentences are formed and everything. These were the two challenges. First, your grammar was not correct. Then you were not familiar with the words. So a visit to the grammar book will correct both of them. Second most important thing is make it a point to speak in English only. And tell this to your friends, going forward, I'm going to speak in English only. If you want to talk to me in English. Else, don't talk to me. So those of your friends who feel the need to talk to you, they will start coming and talking to you. And you know what happens? You have encouraged somebody to speak the language. They may not be pro, they may be also like you only, beginners. But you know, since two or three of you have joined together, you will learn together by correcting each other's mistake. And over a period of time, you will see, your group is growing. And you know the benefit of it? When your group will grow, together you will grow, you will correct each other's mistake, and your inhibition to talk in English is gone. Now you become more confident to talk to people. You remember why you had this inhibition? It is because you were not talking to anybody in the language. You were only talking when the need arose. But here you are talking with your friends. You are becoming more and more familiar with the language. You are using more and more words. You know, now you are just you are working on your grammatical errors to be corrected. So as a result of which you have become more confident. And this will be shown, when you are talking to somebody, an outsider who is talking to you, and or you are talking to that person, and that person can clearly see that you are literally putting in an effort to talk to him in the language, as a result of which that person or that individual will ignore the small mistakes, and that will be your stepping stone to success, because now you feel confident to speak the language, and the person or the listener will be happy that you are taking that step. That's the beauty when you start practicing the language. Now, let me tell you, English language can't be taught overnight. You have to put in your efforts. You have done 2 efforts. Now, let me tell you the third effort which need to be put by you. Spare 30 minutes of your time on a daily basis, out of which 15 minutes should be towards reading newspaper, another 15 should be towards listening to English news or something in English. Now, let me tell you the technique to read newspaper. It's not that you take a newspaper, just go through it. No. Take a newspaper, sit down peacefully, then start reading the newspaper. Because you need to see the words, the sentence formation, and things like that. Same applies to listening to news channels or listening to an English news video or whatever you want to watch. Sit down, peacefully listen. Reason, you have read something. Okay. Now when you listen, you know how particular words are put in a sentence, the grammatical formation of them, and the most important thing is pronouncing a word. That is very important. If you don't know how to pronounce a word, it will be very difficult. You want to say a particular word, but since your pronunciation is different or it's wrong, you may send up a different message to the person, which will be a blunder. And one more important thing, whenever you come across a new word, either while reading or while listening, make it a point to make a note of it and search that particular word in Google. Google will tell you the meaning of the word as well as its pronunciation. And never use a word if you are not clear about its meaning as well as the pronunciation. They both are very, very important. He's saying, okay, Rajesh can give such sermons. Does he really do what he preaches? I do what I preach. I spend an hour daily towards enhancing my proficiency in English language by reading newspaper as well as by listening to English videos. And that was the motivation for me to start a YouTube channel in English. So you'd be wondering how I'll be doing it. So afternoon after my lunch, I may spend half an hour in reading the newspaper. And every day I go for walk in evening, if it's not raining for sure. So when I go for walk, I prefer to listen to something in English. So, and you should choose a topic which is very close to you. So if you are a, what do you say, sports enthusiast, listen to cricket commentary in English. If you are a vehicle enthusiast, there are so many videos in YouTube. You can listen to that. If you don't want to listen to anything, come to my channel, listen to all my videos. All of them are in English. So that will also be, helpful to you. But you need to listen. And when you're listening to them, you should concentrate. Make note of the words. See how the person is speaking. When you listen a lot, you will be getting an idea of words, sentences, the grammatical part of it, which are the basics of the language. And that's the reason everybody says keep listening and reading. It will enhance you to speak well, because then you are equipped with more words, more sentences will come handy to you. So one more thing, I speak with all my friends in English only, most of them, barring a few. So as a result of which, even today or even till date, if I commit a mistake, they correct me, or if they commit a mistake, I correct them, and together we grow. And we have been growing because it's a continuous process to learn the language. So if you found this video informative, please like the video, share it with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. So until my next video, bye bye, take care, and make an effort to learn the language, because English is not that difficult a language which you can't master.